Alright, today's lesson we are talking about parallel lines. Okay, so let's first start off with a definition. So parallel lines, what are they? They are two lines in the same plane that do not intersect. That means that these two lines, however you draw them on the coordinate plane, they will never cross. Okay? So, parallel lines, what do they all have in common? They all have the same slope. So, when I look at these two examples, y equals 2x plus 6 and y equals 2x minus 5, the number in front of x, the coefficient in front of x, are the exact same. So when you go to write the equation of a line, you want to make sure that your slopes are the exact same. Okay. So example number 1, it says write an equation in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b for a line that passes through 4, 5. So they're giving you an x value and a y value, and is parallel to the line described by y equals 5x plus 10. Now, the only thing that you care about in the given line is the coefficient in front of x, which is your slope. So step 1, what you want to do is you want to determine your parallel slope. So, the given slope is 5, and when we write our new line, that's going to be parallel to this one, we want our parallel slope to be equal to 5 as well. This notation here, these two vertical lines, means parallel. So next step, after we determine our parallel slope, we want to put our slope and the given point into point slope form. Remember, point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm just going to do some simple substitution. You know that y is going to be in the problem, and you're always going to have an x in the problem. So I'll first substitute in my parallel slope. So that is going to replace m, so I'm going to put 5 in its place. And then they give me the point 4, 5. Now naturally, in point slope form, there is subtraction in the equation. So I tell my students that you want to take the opposite of what you see here. So the opposite of 4 is negative 4. So I'm going to put that with the x, a negative 4 there. And the opposite of 5 is negative 5. So I'm going to put a minus 5 there. So my new equation in point slope form is y minus 5 equals 5 times the quantity x minus 4. However, they want this equation to be in slope-intercept form. So step 3 is to put the equation into slope-intercept form, which means that you're going to take that equation in point slope form, y minus 5 equals 5 times the quantity of x minus 4, and we are going to solve for y. So in order to get y by itself, the first thing that you want to do is distribute. So I'm going to take 5 times x, which is 5x, 5 times negative 4, which is negative 20, and I still have y minus 5 is equal to that whole thing out front. From there, the last step that we have to do is we have to get y by itself, so we are going to either add or subtract the number after y. Okay, so in this case we're going to add 5 to both sides. This is eliminated because it makes 0, so y equals 5x minus 15 is our new equation. This line is parallel to the given line. So one thing that I failed to mention before, with parallel lines, you are going to have the same slope, but different y-intercepts. Okay? So here again, same slope. Here's I have a plus 10 for the intercept and a minus 15. So same slope, different y-intercept. Looking at example B. Right here it says write the equation in slope-intercept form for a line that passes through 5, 7 and is parallel to the line by y equals 4/5 x minus 6. So again, xy coordinate. Only thing that we care about in this given equation is the slope. Step 1. Determine the slope given, that is 4/5. My parallel slope, or the slope that I would now want, is still 4/5. Step 2, put it into point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to replace y1, m, and x1. We know that m is equal to 4/5, so I'm going to put that in there. I know that x1 is 5, so if I take the opposite of that, that would be minus 5. And I know that y1 is 7, and the opposite of that would be minus 7. So y minus 7 equals 4/5 times the quantity x minus 5. Step 3, we want to solve for y, put it into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to take that equation, y minus 7 equals 4/5 times the quantity x minus 5. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to distribute. So 4/5 times x is 4/5 x. 4/5 times negative 5. 5 as a fraction is 5 over 1. So 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Divided by 5 times 1 is 5. So negative 20 divided by 5 is negative 4. I still have y minus 7 out front. And now I will solve for y by adding 7 to both sides. So y equals 4/5 x plus 3. Okay, I'd like you to try the next two on your own. So go ahead and pause the video. When you are done, come back and check your solutions. Alright, for the first you try, you should have gotten y equals 3x minus 2. So you substituted in negative 4 next to the x. Substitute in negative 10 next to the y. Parallel slope is going to be 3, so that goes in front of the parentheses. When you distribute and then add 10 to both sides, this is your solution. For the you try B, you should have gotten y equals negative 4x plus 4. Remember, 0, comma, any number is your y-intercept. So doing all of this work where I substitute in 0 and negative 4, or the opposite of 4, is really more work than needs to be done. All I need to know is my parallel slope is negative 4, and this is my y-intercept, so I could have jumped right to this equation.